So welcome to the Pittsburgh Real Estate Show. I'm so excited today to bring you Beverly Miller. Coach Bev Miller is how we know her. She's a Ramsey Solutions Master Finance Coach. Been doing that for quite some time. And what a great topic to talk about right now. Here we are. We've been locked down in our homes. People have lost their jobs. People have lost some income. They're struggling financially. I don't think there's a single household that hasn't been affected by this in one way or another. So, I'm a big Dave Ramsey nut. Those of you who know me well know my history there. And so I love what Bev does. From the moment I met her, I loved her, was gravitated to her, and love the message that she's teaching folks out there. So the question I have for you, and it's a loaded question, Bev, but I know you can handle this. What I find is that most people really don't have a budget. What most people do is they say, oh, I'm just going to watch my spending. And what that means is they're going to spend maybe slightly less than what they're bringing home. That's not a budget. So, what's the difference between doing that and having a real budget? And why should they be having a budget versus doing what most people are probably doing right now?
Yeah, so I agree that I actually did a survey once to ask people, if they have a budget, and then when following up on people who answered, you wouldn't believe the number of people that when I specifically asked, they said they had a budget and they said it's all up here. And there's magic in writing it down. Now, writing it down can be, pencil and paper. It can be a computer spreadsheet. It can be an app. But you think you know what you're spending, but you don't. If you don't track all of it, you're missing so much. But so many people, they can't even tell me what their income is, believe it or not. Okay. And if, they're going into debt on credit cards, they really don't realize, then they aren't spending less than they make. So there's magic in writing it down and tracking it and making a plan. You think you got to run, you start actually doing a real budget, you think you got a raise. That's a Dave Ramsey thing, but it's true. It's absolutely true.
Right. So most people hear the word budget and they think it's like a diet, right? Like you hear the word diet and all you think about is the fact that now I can't do what I want to do. I can't eat pizza. I can't have ice cream. And that's not necessarily the case.
No, it's the exact opposite.
Exactly. So you can, a budget, what I try to tell people is that you can, it's all your money, right? Like everything that comes home and you get to decide where it goes, but you have to know those things. You have to, I had a mentor one time in business who was pounding us all the time to know the business of our business. Well, we all should know intimately our personal finances. And so, in a quick nutshell, what's the art to figuring out how to even wrap your mind around that budget?
Well, again, the hardest thing is getting started. That's I've found. So that's why what I do for my clients, and actually even separate from that, is create a tool that they can use that makes it easy to get started. It's easy to understand it up here, but when I know what a budget is, it's planning your spending, but then they sit down with a sheet of paper in front of them and their eyes glaze over. It's like, I don't know what to do first. So, I try to get people over that hump. And then it's just income at the top of the page, expenses down the page, plan every penny, make sure you take care of your four walls first, the necessities of life, then your debt obligations, or all of your obligations. After that comes your wants. But most people have enough to cover their wants too, and that's where it comes in. It's not bread and water. You give yourself permission to spend. Right. That way you can go to the store and buy that cute blouse knowing that you're not blowing it, that you're not blowing your budget and overspending because you had it planned out ahead of time. It makes it way more fun that way rather than wondering, and coming home and say, I have to hide this from my husband,
Yeah. See, now I'm going to run out and go buy a new blouse. How about that? So, we're about to get released here, hopefully soon. Our counties are starting to open up here in Pennsylvania. What's the first thing that people should be doing once we are released back into the wild?
Well, they should, while before they're released, kind of evaluate where they're at. And getting on a budget is a good start to that. But if they're in debt, list your debts. We talk about the debt snowball. At least get them written down. Believe it or not, you know, until people write it down. I didn't realize how much I had. Then get on a plan. And everybody's the 7 baby steps that we talk about. Everybody comes into them from a different place. So can't give one piece of advice to everybody, but figure out where you're at. Get on a budget, get a small emergency fund set up, then work on paying off your debts according to the debt snowball. Get out of debt as fast as humanly possible, because that's your best protection against the next pandemic shutdown. And then build up a good emergency fund. I mean, when you're debt free with a 6-month emergency fund in the bank and they shut you down, it's just kind of a vacation.
Yeah.
You know, an inconvenience maybe, but it doesn't become a crisis.
Absolutely. And so as we wrap up here, I just want to hammer home that point. You know, the people that I've talked to, the people who've gone through Financial Peace University, the people, you know, and our family is one of those families, you know, that we've been blessed. We went through our financial mess years ago, but we did what you talk about. You know, we have a monthly budget. My wife and I sit down together every month and we plan out where every penny is going, and we don't have any debt, and we have a big emergency fund. And so this was more of an inconvenience to us than devastating. And so I really want to encourage you to get on board. Bev has an amazing website, moneycoachbev.com. She's got a tool on her website to help you with your budget. She'll offer you a complimentary consultation. So all that information has been scrolling down below here. I've got another page here you can freeze and get her contact information, email, cell phone, her shoe size. It's all there. She's helped her clients get out of debt. You can see all those numbers and figures on her website. She's amazing, you guys. Bev, thank you for what you're doing. God bless you. Stay safe.
You, Alex.
And I will see you at one of these meetings that we are at on a constant basis here soon.
Great. Thank you
for
so much.
joining
Really
us today.
appreciate it.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.